Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Sector 5. I am your host, Cody Heinzman, as always. And today, we do the Extreme Rules predictions. Let's get them started with the matches the way they're listed from bottom to top on WWE.com. We're going to start with The Miz versus Cody Rhodes in the pre-show. Miz has come back. Cody Rhodes has been in much matches. I'm going with The Miz. Just because he's on his comeback and everything. I feel like he's going to take the win at the pre-show. It's really not much of an exciting match or anything. Not something I'm looking forward to or anything. But, you know, it's just a match that they threw together. It's made it like, hey, we need a match. Let's throw these guys into it. And I just realized you're getting a Sector 5 with my hair. I'm usually always in a hat. I didn't think to grab one this time around. But on to the next match. We have Chris Jericho versus Fandango. It's a close call on that one. Fandango hasn't been in many matches. So I'm looking for Fandango to win it. Is that who I want to win it? No. I want Chris Jericho to take the win. But with the least amount of matches that Fandango has been in, I feel that he's going to win the match because of how little competing he's been in since joining. It's going to be good to see the rematch, though, from WrestleMania, which is my favorite Chris Jericho since he lost at WrestleMania to Fandango. Maybe Chris Jericho will actually win. On to the next match. We have Randy Orton, the Viper, versus The Big Show in Extreme Rules. You got a Giant versus the Apex Predator, the Viper, in an Extreme Rules match. Things are gonna be interesting come that match. I think it favors the Viper, Randy Orton, in all reality. I mean, he's the Apex Predator. He knows how to use weapons and everything. And when you're using weapons against a giant, you can get him down pretty well.
A text.
So I'm putting this one in the hands of the Viper, Randy Orton. He knows how to use those weapons and everything. Big Show, I mean, he feels that he can, like, win it without using weapons and everything, but I feel like he's going to and everything, and Randy Orton's got some speed on him and everything. And Big Show, for a big man, has some speed and everything. So, I'm still putting it towards Randy Orton and everything. So, we're going to go to the next match of the night. I just got to pull it back up and everything. We have Team Hell No for the tag team titles. So, Team Hell No versus Shield's Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in a tornado tag team match for the WWE Unified Tag Team Championship. Daniel Bryan and Kane have held these titles for a good while and everything. So there's a big toss-up on whether I think Shield will win it. Shield, undefeated so far. Well, actually, no, they're not undefeated anymore. They lost on Raw by disqualification, technically. So, they do have one loss under their non-title belts. But I feel Kane and Daniel Bryan are going to give it to him at Extreme Rules. So I don't think they're going to win the title. I'm giving the match to Kane and Daniel Bryan. Possibly they'll lose at some point in time soon. I mean, they've been holding these titles for a good while. I wish I had the statistical number for you guys, but I should look those up eventually. But they've held them for a good while, but I still don't see them losing it to Shield. Which, while we're on the subject of Shield, so we have Kofi Kingston versus Dean Ambrose for the United States Championship. Here's the thing with that one. Of course, we all know where I'm gonna go with this one. We all know who I'm rooting for this one. I mean, it's right here on my shirt. Mr. Kofi Kingston. I'm gonna be rooting for him no matter what. But WWE tends to, screw Kofi out of titles very often. Do I see something happening where Dean Ambrose wins the United States title? Yeah. I mean, even after tonight, after SmackDown, Kofi Kingston, balls to the walls, just came out. Was like, you know what? I'm going to come after you because I know you're coming after my title. Kofi Kingston took risk. He went in that ring, got beat up, went out, got a chair, and went after Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins, and they went running. They ran from Kofi Kingston. That's going to have an edge. Kofi Kingston now has some mind games going on Dean Ambrose, showing that he is a threat for trying to get this title. If you're gonna try and get it from him, you're gonna have to fight for it. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like something's gonna happen where like the Shield's gonna come out and interfere with the ref, like distracted or something, or Dean Ambrose is gonna pull some dirty move. And with the history of how WWE screws Kofi out of titles, there's a good chance this is going to the Shield. But I don't feel like the Shield are ever going to hold titles. Not while they're the Shield. I mean, eventually, I don't know how long the Shield is going to go. But eventually, every tag team, eventually has their fallout. Where they start, wanting to go for things. And with the idea of Dean Ambrose going after a singles title, this could be huge for the career of him and for the demise of the Shield. I mean, maybe no WWE superstars can bring the demise of the Shield, but maybe the Shield can bring a demise to the Shield. I know I'm bringing a long prediction into this one, but I feel like when you talk about the Shield, you don't know what way things are going to go. If it was like a 6-man tag team match, more or less, we would vote for the Shield. I mean, they have not lost whenever it was a 6-man tag team match, non-elimination. I mean, when they get to work together, they don't lose. Because they know how to work strategy, know how to work tags, know how to work when the ref's not watching. I mean, they're smart about things. And now, this has went from Extreme Rules predictions to the Shield. But, enough about the Shield. Because we've got 2 more matches to predict. 3 more matches to predict. So, on to the next match. We have Alberto Del versus Jack Swagger, the real American, for a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship. Because thanks to Jack Swagger causing Dolph Ziggler to get a concussion, the triple threat ladder match went from a triple threat ladder match to a one-on-one I Quit match between Jack Swagger and Alberto Del Rio. I didn't need to go through all the O's like I did the last time. Okay. Personally, I don't know which way this is going to go. Neither one of these two have competed in an I Quit match before. This is going to be a first for them. Most I Quit matches that I know about have had John Cena. It's like John Cena's go-to match. But so with Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger, they both have an ego. I mean, Alberto Del Rio, now that he's changed heel, it's gone a little bit, but he still has the heel ego that he used to have. So, with that said, they both have big egos. This is a really hard match to really sit down and think who is possibly going to take the win on this one. We do have the factor, once again, of Ricardo Rodriguez and Zeb Coulter. They will most likely get involved in the match a little bit. But no matter what happens, the match isn't going to end till one of the two competitors say, I quit. And it's hard to figure out which one of the two is going to eventually be in so much pain that they're going to say, I quit. Maybe if Jack Swagger works back on the leg of Alberto Del Rio, that's not 100%. It may be 80% by now, but no injury is ever going to go back to 100%. So really no competitor is ever really 100% ready to go out there. I mean, they may look 100%, but they're maybe 98, 97, 96% ready, because there's always something that's going to stay injured. So, not knowing any place on Jack Swagger to utilize, go after, I mean, it's an I Quit match. They're going to be using whatever they can. It's going to get extreme and everything, but what's going to make the give for Jack Swagger to say, I quit? He is the one with the biggest ego between the two. Looking at the factor of the injured leg with Alberto Del Rio, yes, he has the ego, but pain has to go over ego sometimes. I mean, you're talking to the guy who says, I'll never quit, I'll never tap, and I've done it a couple of times on Sector 5, which is sad to say. But you sometimes gotta look at your own personal safety before looking at everything else. I mean, yes, you got a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship. And it's a little bit it's worth putting your body through that, but there's always got to be a give point. So, with this said, I'm giving the match to Alberto Del Rio. I want Alberto Del Rio to win it. Do I feel like Jack Swagger's gonna, could take it? Yes. This is the world's worst match to try and predict right now. So I'm leaving it down to saying that just because I like Alberto, I want him to win it. Am I saying he's going to win it? No. So there's really nothing I'm predicting about that one. That one's just, I'm going with the guy I like. So now on to Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, steel cage match. Whew. Now, looking at the steel cage match, first they're inside a steel cage. Brock Lesnar and Triple H, steel cage. People are going to get busted open. It's going to be brutal. They're going to take out as much anger as possible. I don't see either one of them trying to climb out. Brock Lesnar, I'll never see him trying to climb out. He'll try and keep going out the door because he's such a big guy. You know, he's going to act like, oh, I'm rough and tough. I'm just going to walk out this door. So that's the only factor. Triple H, I can see him climbing. But giving the history between these guys, he's not going to start climbing until he knows that he has done damage. Until damage control is over with. Until Triple H is like, okay, I have done enough. I'm satisfied against Brock Lesnar. He's not going to stop. Now, even with steel cage matches, that the one way to win is to climb out, you still have pinfall and submission in there too, which I think will be one of the biggest factors between those two. I mean, I feel like the winner is going to be someone who gets out of the cage, and I feel like that's the way it should be decided, because that shows, hey, I'm bigger than you. I was able to knock you down, climb that steel, get out, and leave you lying in the middle of that ring. That is an ego boost and just proving that, hey, I'm stronger. I have more will. I have more fight than you. Honestly, I say Triple H has got this one. I mean, they can't, like, get anything from underneath the ring, because that steel cage is, like, right there. They're just going to have to beat each other with the steel. And there's the steel steps that they can take out, beat people. Well, actually, not even that. Those are on the outside as well. Triple H ain't going to have his little buddy, the sledgehammer, with him, but he doesn't always need that. And I don't want to make it sound like he needs it sometimes. Sometimes it's a good weapon to go towards. So, with this said, even though Brock Lesnar is a UFC fighter, he fights in steel cages with people boxing style. And he is a WWE, he was a WWE superstar before that. I'm giving it to Triple H. Triple H, the cerebral assassin, the game, the king of kings, whatever you want to call him. Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, if you even want to call him that. Which leads us to the final match of the night. We have John Cena versus Ryback for the WWE Championship. Yes, I know this is no longer the WWE Championship that they use, but this is the WWE Championship that I always use in these videos, will always hold on to. Don't plan on getting the new title, don't like the new title, but that's just my prediction on that. That's always going to be, I'm going to probably always say that when I talk about the WWE Championship, because I like the spinner. I can't spin because I'm holding up the iPad with my other hand. There. I like the spinner. But enough about the spinner. The Spinneroonie! We're not even talking about Booker T. He's out with injury. I like the idea that Teddy Long is actually taking charge, but that's behind the point. John Cena, Ryback. John Cena, 4-0 at Extreme Rules. That's enough said there to say that John Cena is going to go to Hell in Extreme Rules. Hell in a Cell is not for a long time from now. John Cena is going to get into that ring in that last man standing match with a bad Achilles tendon. That's the one bad factor about this match with John Cena, but he's fought through worse. But still, I feel like John Cena is going to get out of there 5-0 in Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules is going to be John Cena's WrestleMania to The Undertaker. I feel like they are going to start an undefeated streak for John Cena at Extreme Rules. I feel like John Cena should have his own pay-per-view. I mean, I know he's the poster boy for Raw and everything, but given the idea of John Cena, he's one of the most respected superstars. Undertaker has his streak at WrestleMania because he's one of the most respected superstars. He has the fight. This is his life. Will the streak ever be broken? One day, maybe. Maybe not. But that's just me. I feel like John Cena should have Extreme Rules as his place, as his playground, as his pay-per-view that he's undefeated at. Will it ever make the feat of The Undertaker? Maybe not. I mean, no one looks at Extreme Rules and thinks about streaks or anything. We think about WrestleMania because WrestleMania is the main event. It's what every superstar is working up to. But I feel that Extreme Rules should get it. It should be John Cena's playground. Should be looked at as like, hey, I'm facing John Cena. Can I break the streak of John Cena? I mean, I like the idea that they're bringing up the idea that John Cena hasn't lost a single match at Extreme Rules. That's just showing, hey, John Cena has been to 5 of these. 5 different types of matches at Extreme Rules. Hasn't lost one. That's just showing that, hey, I gotta be on my guard. The superstar has not lost once. Could I be that one person that can break the streak? So, that's my final thoughts on all that. That's the end of my predictions. As always, keep watch for new Sector 5 videos. We're hoping to get up soon. Hopefully. Like always, I'm Cody Heinzman. This has been my Extreme Rules predictions. In the comment section below, I'd like to see your predictions, your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you hate me? Do you like me? Care less either way. Well, I like the subscribers, and I like you people. But, you know, I could care less if you hate me. But, anyways, I'm Cody Heinzman, and as always, 25 minutes of a video. I think this might be one of my longest videos. I'm Cody Heinzman, that's just how it is.